Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. And even if I get in trouble, ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Right now at 5, breaking news and Karmelo Anthony's appeal for a new trial. After days of tense testimony and courthouse protests, we now have a ruling from the court. What comes next now for the teenager convicted of murder? We welcome you in on this Saturday. I'm Steve Pickett. That is where we are going to start today. The motion denial. Yes, a denial for a new trial coming less than 2 hours ago. Karmelo Anthony now denied that retrial request following his conviction for the 2025 fatal stabbing of student Austin Metcalf.
Let me bring myself up so I can talk and speak in on this microphone. Hopefully that's working very well. So the motion for a new trial has been denied. Karmelo Anthony's conviction and 35-year sentence remains in place. His attorney says that the case is not over and that it will continue pursuing this appellate review through the 5th Court of Appeals. But tonight, I need us to understand something immediately. A legal ruling does not automatically settle every factual question, and it definitely doesn't settle the battle over how the public remembers this case. Because the framing battle is happening right now. The media is overwhelmingly focused on Karmelo Anthony's private text messages. Those messages are disturbing, okay, fine. And I'm not going to say that they're that there's nothing entirely concerning about any single one of them. But those messages become the entire story. And we see something predictable happening. Austin Metcalf's actual documented history and actual record disappears. Not because information isn't available. It's available now. Not because there was something that was disproven. It wasn't. It will disappear because the public has given a narrative role to each teenager. Yeah, that's right. They were teenagers. These were minors. Karmelo's private words became a permanent public identity. And Austin's documented conduct, actual criminal, juvenile record became a footnote. That's the framing battle that we're discussing tonight. Hey, shout out to you, Landon. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Bronk. I'm going to rush through this real quick, and I'm going to drop the link because I don't want to be sitting here talking on a long monologue that doesn't really need to take away from the discussion. So let me go ahead, let me play another few clips, and then we can try to go ahead and get to that. Let me do some of this right now that I'm talking about in terms of those text messages. This is kind of what this is looking like.
So text messages where he admits on at least 2 occasions to punching girls in the face. Prosecutors...
I don't think y'all caught that, like, because they just kind of quickly flashed that. Let's go back to that real quick. So the way they framed this was, oh, well, he went and he admitted to punching girls. He was hitting girls. He's a girl hitter. Actually read this message. It's talking about Vicky going and hitting him and pulling his hair. And then he reacted. But you go and you listen to how the framing is, and they flash it real quickly, and then they go into their own narrative. That's the job that they're doing here. That's what's going on. And so a whole lot of stuff that I'm seeing in a bunch of different spaces, including some black folk, are going along with this whole the text messages are worse than the actual criminal juvenile record of Austin Metcalf.
Where he admits on at least 2 occasions to punching girls in the face. Prosecutors also found text messages from 2021 between Anthony and another student about robbing someone of $300. There were also
All right. So if they actually had any proof of this stuff, they would have tried to throw that on as well. Like if they had extra real proof, they would have run with that.
text messages where Anthony talks about a fight and punching someone so hard he had to stop fighting. In 2023, prosecutors say Anthony told a friend he was going to vandalize someone's house in Austin, saying, quote, "I just feel like it."
Also, another thing here, like let's go back to these timelines here. Let's go back, I think, right here. So 2021. How old was he back in 2021? Yeah, he was probably like about like 14 years old. Like we're talking about like 13 or 14. So we're talking about the private text messages of a 13, 14-year-old, and people are actually, especially in comment sections, are out here presenting that as if it's like convictions, like as if that's like him writing a confession to an actual crime and them actually having corroborating evidence that an actual crime occurred. Yeah, 13. Barely a teenager. We're talking about like barely teenage years.
Had to stop fighting. In 2023, prosecutors say Anthony told a friend he was going to vandalize someone's house in Austin, saying, quote, "I just feel like it. I got a grudge." In 2021, Anthony told a friend he had been suspended from school for 3 days for fighting, saying, quote, "They said next time I do some, I get recommended for expulsion."
Again, this is like 2021.
In a text conversation with a friend in 2023, prosecutors have messages from Anthony where he wrote, "I'ma shoot the school up tomorrow with my blick," but later sends messages saying, "I would never actually do that."
And that's the important part. So if they left it right there, you would go and you would say something something along the lines of that being some damning evidence, right? But then we see at the end of this, it was a joke. All of those other things that we just saw, when he was even younger than this message, could have also been a joke. It could also be role playing. It could also be dark humor. Like all of those different things could go into play because there's private text messages, private text message of barely a teenager. Exactly. Like why he's spying on a kid. So this is what we see on that one hand. So we see basically Karmelo's private words of a teenager that was barely a teenager becomes his public identity. And that ends up becoming the face that the public ends up going with and the narrative that the public ends up going with. Meanwhile, Austin's documented conduct ends up becoming something that gets denied and minimized. Remember when people were saying some of these things back during the case, before the case, you know, the black folk that actually live in town, they were telling us about this stuff and people just denied it. People just said that it was rumor. People said that it was conjecture. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and let's go to some of that in case anybody forgot what Austin's stuff was.
Open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury. CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler, along with the N.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all get that? Like, what did he do? He didn't just graffiti, which people would normally consider a thug behavior, spray painting graffiti in the school. What exactly did he spray paint?
Graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks.
Oh, that's what he said. Yeah, nothing terrible there. You know, he just said KILL All Blacks. Yeah, I mean, I guess there can't be anything thuggish about that. I mean, what's thuggish about? That's just good old American values.
Spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation.
Juvenile probation. He has a juvenile criminal record. We're comparing a juvenile criminal record to text messages of somebody around 13 years old.
Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are
Yeah, boys will be boys. Just some little good old boys doing some good old boy stuff. Like, yeah, just a little vandalism, nothing really to worry about. Just, that just kind of defacing things, just a little spray paint something, like, just good old fun and humor. Like, yeah. What if this were reversed? What if this were the other way around? I mean, just imagine for a minute. What if instead of KILL all black people, it was role reversal and we had KILL all Caucasian people? Like, how would that go over? Like, do you think, and if it was the white kid that ran, would we see the same energy? Like, I'm not even gonna play around with this. Like, we really don't have a justice system, for real. We don't. We have a selective punishment system. That's what we actually have. Like, it wouldn't have even taken half of this for there to be no trial at all. It would have immediately taken the self-defense argument, and stuff would have been leaked. It would have gone out to the media one way or another. Like, you ended up with all of this stuff where people are trying to say, oh, there's trace amounts of this in Trayvon Martin's system, or, oh, there are trace amounts of that in George Floyd's system. That became the narrative. That became a part of stuff that ended up going out there.
Several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school. And in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while still...
What type of student in class?
And in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No pattern of behavior there. Yeah, okay.
In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest.
Dude started in elementary school and had to be arrested. How bad do you have to beat up another kid to get arrested in elementary school? And it's a girl.
During an argument in 2024 with another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also...
Think there's a pattern? Do we see a pattern?
Kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, "I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids." At a previous track meet, when another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, "behind our bench was talking wild," Austin reportedly replied, "Kill that MF."
Yeah. And he sounds homicidal. Now, doesn't that sound kind of homicidal? I mean, just a little bit.
During the 2023-2024 school year, he received in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 reveal that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth. In 2024, on at least 5 occasions, Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage during a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player. Metcalf also got suspended after he and...
So this goes on and on. I don't know, like, this pretty much speaks for itself. I don't even think there's like a whole lot for me to say about this, but so for the most part, this is what the lawyers, I guess, ended up doing. And so the idea was somehow that the text messages were so bad that you wanted to make this gentleman's agreement to not go forward with anything that's personality based for either one. But when they did that stuff, it ended up like cutting out a whole lot of testimony. Like you have like the prosecutor basically going like line by line of what testimony is going to be in and what testimony is going to be out, what would end up going against the agreement. And on top of that, the agreement isn't something that's like actually official anyway. So all of that was basically bad. All of it is basically kind of like grounds for a competence of legal representation claim, but they're not really going to do that until like the very end. Like that would be like the very end of the appellate process. What they did come up with was going after the Sixth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment, if you didn't already know, the Sixth Amendment is what allows you to have a public trial. And that's important because we don't want invisible trials going down where people don't really have, where the public doesn't really have the ability to intervene and intercede and see the process and say, hey, there's something wrong with that. So like you do have like a Sixth Amendment right. Additionally, you had an agreement where I guess the defense ended up saying, okay, fine, we'll say okay to no cameras or whatever, but they didn't know that they were going to close down the overflow room. So that ended up becoming another sticking point. It all really kind of revolves around like the Sixth Amendment and the Waller disclosures and stuff like that. But then there was also another grounds where they were saying that the jury got the wrong instruction. But long story short, basically, the judge looking at this request for a retrial ended up ultimately saying no to all of that. And then now we're going with the appellate process that's going to ultimately not end up resolved until like 2028. Like that's when that'll kind of really kick off again. And that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning of the first part of the appellate process. But what I have here, what I want to present to you all is what I call the evidence ladder. You have a claim, in this case, like the text messages. You have to look at the source, then you have to authenticate the source, and then you have to contextualize it, give the proper weight to the source, and then think about the legal effect. In this particular case here, we have something that's out of context because a lot of that stuff in those text messages will have statements, but the statements could be true or they could not be true. They could be fact or they could be fantasy. They could be role playing or not. And you have to look at each of those different things in their proper context and not really take them out of that context. And there's one more little clip that I wanted to make sure that I played for you all before we get into. Oh yeah. Also, I did kind of get into a little bit of what people were saying like online, but I don't know for sure if you all are going to be able to see that for real because it's kind of like small, but let's try it. Let's give it a shot. So here's some of the comments from this comment section that I was involved in, where they're basically saying that, oh, what you put in your text messages, it reflects what's in your heart. That's all basically like some kind of like nonsense. We're talking about like what the heart of like what a 13-year-old. Then we have this other part where it's saying, well, you know, it establishes a pattern. And like, well, what about the pattern of actual factual recorded events from Austin Metcalf and who he was? And does that kind of tell you a little bit about the aggression that he was delivering that particular day? And it goes on. Like you have like other stuff where people are saying, oh, you're a terrible idiot, yada, 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 and all that other nonsense. In any event, you'll have people that are saying, oh, he went here and he was a thug this, thug that, thug the other, thug abusing and thug. And it's just, okay. So to be clear, the person graffitiing and spray painting a school, KILL, all black people, is not a thug? Is that what we're saying here? And that pretty much kind of goes back to like this dual framing, the way this thing ends up basically framed. We end up with Karmelo Anthony's words, simply words, being presented as if it's an actual piece of evidence and like it's the gospel truth and as if it's his full public identity. And meanwhile, Austin's actual, real, full-on record ends up being kind of like dismissed as something that needs to be minimized. I'll go ahead and I'll get the link all ready for you all and drop that link. I wanted to also, if I could find it, play a little bit of Austin Metcalf's dad, because we see basically a continuum going on here, like where it's still racial animus. Like you see the racial animus from his dad, you see the racial animus from him, and it's a continuation of the same darn thing, just in a different, just in a different, younger body for the most part. But let me go ahead and see about if anybody didn't catch it earlier. We're going to replay that record of Austin Metcalf while we wait to see who pops up and who comes in. Oh, link doesn't work? Let me try it again. Let me give that another shot. I'll go here, copy. It says copy. Paste that. Drop that. All right, how about now? Hopefully it's working now. Yep, there we go.
What's up, my man?
Hey, it was good.
Everything's good. That first link, it doesn't work. I think there's some extra characters in there or something.
Okay. Let me go ahead and flag the correct one then.
Yeah, it gave me a 404 error, so it's just going to the wrong spot. I want to say first, Austin Metcalf is a classic troublemaker, man. He's a classic troublemaker, you know, and the stuff that he was doing probably brought on the final result that he suffered. Not to say that I would wish that on him or his family or nothing like that, but you know, nothing in life goes unrewarded. Absolutely nothing. So even your misdeeds, after a while, they pile up and they kind of catch up to you. And I think that's what happened here. However, in the case with our young brother that finds himself incarcerated, don't press sin, man. We got to teach our kids, man. Like Coach Edwards said with the Jets, don't press sin, man. It's just once it's out there in the internet, you can't get it back. And we gotta start teaching our young men, our young boys to be cognizant of their image, of what we're portraying, what we're putting out there to the public, because we don't know how it's going to be used later on against us should some incident occur. They're always looking for something to disparage our name and our image. I've been doing this for years. They always, ever since Facebook came into existence, they will pull up the worst of what they can find about anybody and say, hey, he's a thug, or this is an awful person, and regardless of how we're expressing ourselves. you know. And I just don't expect fairness from this legal system, from this quote unquote justice system. I do not expect fairness. So I think we have to teach our children to live our lives to be blameless. Live our lives to be blameless. Don't put nothing out there in your digital footprint that anybody can take as negative, man. But because they're gonna get away with it. They're gonna get away with it. Nobody's gonna besmirch Austin Metcalf's name at all. They're not gonna bring it up. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you because like Austin Metcalf, he had like messages too. And on top of that, like when you stop and think about this is like, 13, 14 years old. And the way that things are now, it's like text message is a primary means of communicating with people. Like if you had to go with everything you ever said when you were 13 years old, you'd probably be in a bind. I'd be in a bind.
I would.
I don't know who would.
I would. I absolutely would. I mean, they talk about that in sports. Like a lot of the old guys in basketball and football said, man, I couldn't survive in today's age with the things we were doing and saying and all that other kind of stuff. A lot of things will look a lot different, but we're here now. And we just have to teach our young men especially, hey, man, don't put all your thoughts out there. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Austin Metcalf and his brother have done the same exact thing. They put some very ugly things out there. I'm sure their community is better for him being gone, to be honest with
you. Yeah, I mean, really, like, I don't like the whole idea of pushing extra hard. Because there's so many people in like comments they're like pushing extra hard saying, oh no, Karmelo should have got 99 years and blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, you would have had Austin Metcalf continue on in this world attacking Black people and attacking women and eventually that was going to hit the white community too. That wasn't going to just stay over here with us.
I'm sure it already was hitting the white community. I'm sure he was uncontrollable by his family, his friends, neighbors. Bro, I'm sure that dude was a terror in his community. I'm sure it was. But hey, I don't want to hog the mic. I see we got some other people up here, but yeah, man, bro, this dude, this dude was a terror in his community, man. I think the sentencing is way too harsh, especially for a minor. I'd say 10 years should have been the maximum sentence here, man, and then you allow this young man to live his life, man, and then looking at the preponderance of evidence that you have here, man, come on, bro. This dude was an absolute terror.
You know what would have happened if they would have made it 10 years instead of making it 35? He would have actually been able to bond while the appellate process went out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now they got the ability to keep him incarcerated while this whole thing goes through the process.
10 years, shit. He damn near get probation.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. Austin Metcalf was a thug.
There you go, Bronx. It's on you. Keep on going with the message, man.
100%.
Austin Metcalf was a thug. By every definition that y'all use that word against us, he fit every description. He was a thug.
So you talking about the 90s?
He was a thug.
No.
He was a thug. And just like all thugs, right? He deserved to die. Because thugs deserve to die, right? I feel no remorse. I absolutely feel no remorse for that child, for that family. I don't feel any remorse for his father. His father was very public about his views, and that's on them. When you raise your children to be like that, that's what you put them up against in the real world, because not everyone is going to love your own child more than you love them. You failed your son. His father failed his son. His son grew up to be a bully because his father probably bullied him when he was a kid. But rather than actually get help and maybe go see a therapist, maybe go talk to some professionals, Austin Metcalf just chose to go and, take out on other people what was likely put on him as a kid by his own terrible father. All right. But I don't feel bad about the situation. I do feel bad for Carmelo and, you know, what's going on with his life. I don't think it's right to go and dig up his past because none of that was relevant to the case itself, right?
Well, character. You can, you know what I mean, try to paint a picture of character.
People say things when they're 13 years old, like I said when I was 13 years old, right? But that's not a reflection of who I could grow to be with time and experience.
Murder at 13.
So,
but
I'm gonna
let
land
me
there
do
for
this.
now, man.
All right, let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play, since we brought up Austin Metcalf's father, and I was finally able to find it. Let's go listen to him real quick, and then on the other side of that, then we'll go and get Creator in.
No, hey, true, if you got
y'all rough on these good white folk.
If you got some evidence of Austin Metcalf's, even if it's written, but some documentation of his, because they got, you know, his, Carmelo's private words or whatnot. Do we have anything from Austin Metcalf and his misdeeds?
Why would we do that? Why would we do that?
We have, like, for Austin Metcalf, it's like actual, like, documented records. Like, there's an actual criminal
history.
Yeah, criminal juvenile record.
Yeah, he was a thug, man. He was a thug.
And like he actually got probation.
And being a thug caught up to him. Thug caught up to him.
So like, and then there's messages too, but like before you even get to like the messages too, because they haven't been putting like the messages to part on the internet, on the TV and on the news and all that stuff. They pretty much just kept it straight up to like, all the stuff from like school, the school incidents was like 53 school incidents, and him getting suspended, and him not being able to go to games, and him getting 12 months of juvenile probation, and like and then the juvenile record again for.
Oh yeah, he was hell.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I was wild. I ain't never got a 50 nothing incidents.
You ain't calling people racial slurs and stuff too. Like, so
he should have been a rapper. He should have been a rapper because he was a real nigga, man. Austin Metcalf was a real nigga.
You ain't gonna hear this nowhere else. But there are members of his family that sighed of relief after the fact. I promise you.
I bet.
I promise you.
I bet there
polar opposite.
I've seen it before when somebody's that kind of a problem in their family. There are some family members, and they keep it in house, which they should, that be like, "Hey, I hate for you that your son is gone. We were tired of that motherfucker."
Let me.
Child, that's crazy too.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, the thing about this though is like, if they're going to go ahead and play all of basically a bunch of text messages from Carmelo, why exactly is it that they're going to show only the stuff that's like school records or court records, you know, criminal convictions for Austin Metcalf, but then like what about all the other I mean, if you're gonna play the what he said game,
they can't show the records because it happened when he's a minor.
Okay.
That's why they can't show that. And he passed away as a minor.
Yeah.
So they technically, it's like against the law to reveal that.
Okay.
Some type of HIPAA, damn near.
Some other type of thing, I guess. But anyhow, let me go ahead and play Austin's dad, so that we can go ahead and review that.
Hey, fire. Day after it happened. How many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You were supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. You're the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you?
Damn.
I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night, because he's going to have many nights to think about what.
So this isn't even like the most egregious one. This isn't even like the worst one. This is
the
just
race card, black fatigue. It's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture. Also, white. You look like a fucking crackhead. Even though you got money, you're the only smart person around.
Damn.
That man sound like Reset. That man sound like Reset.
When I dash you.
That man sound like Reset.
It actually even gets worse, but like that's some of it.
That's just a tip of the iceberg, y'all see with this individual. But
mercy, man.
Here's what I would say.
That's crazy. Say how you really feel.
Here's something. Yeah.
Say how you really feel.
Here's something. Yeah. Here's what I would say also. He may have lost one son, but he may lose the other. What do I mean is, like, there are people who understand, because now the truth's out about what kind of an individual Austin and his twin brother Hunter is. That puts a target on Hunter's back. When you think about it. Because now that the truth is out about what kind of individuals these two were and why, and because remember, Hunter was involved in the altercation, allegedly. Yeah, I gotta use that word, allegedly. So he's got no backup, and everyone is aware that these guys were absolute menaces, in their community, in the high school they went to.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to be ostracized by a lot of people.
I think maybe so, but like maybe not in his particular individual area, in this individual group, because there seems to be like a whole lot of support for Austin Metcalf. Like all those people that came onto the witness stand were all pretty much pro Austin on there. Now, outside of his little bubble, he might have a very different thing. But I kind of got the order when I came after that video. I got the order. The audio got all jumbled up. It was supposed to be Creator next.
Yeah. Hey. So jurisdiction is a thing, man. Like where you are, where this stuff happened at. I was just talking about that earlier. Like some places you may get lucky, and in some places, man, like damn it, especially in Louisiana. Like Louisiana is definitely one of them. Louisiana, Mississippi, some places where you just don't want to get caught up with the law, and almost don't matter where you are, they're gonna railroad you. And I think this is kind of one of those places where it's small, it's tight knit. You kind of know, most of these counties is family oriented. The DA is married to one of the judges. The judge is brother with the sheriff, and you get what I'm saying. Like so, he's not gonna win. As far as Mr. Metcalf, he's shitty, man. He lost his son, and as much as I lost my daughter, so I can at least empathize with him on that part. Where I really don't care about none of y'all and what y'all got to say about me at this point. I just lost my son. So fuck everything. It's middle finger to everything. And, he could have been a bad person. He could have been whatever. But on that end, I can, empathize with him as a daddy. But now where he went wrong is you thought that bullying shit was going to, that you let him get away with that tough guy. And because you a tough guy, I can see, you not hard, but you just a tough guy. You talk shit. You somewhere else, you really put the point on people to check you to say, hey, come to Frisco. Hey, come see me. And then he seemed like the type when somebody pull up on him for real and give him the business, that's not really what he want. That ain't really what he want. I say, be careful, man. Some people out here don't play. You tell them to pull up and they'll find your ass, bro. And they crazy like that, pull up. Like today, earlier. He didn't tell old girl to pull up. She done hunted you down, found out where you at, put on a whole disguise to get at you.
Yeah. Yeah, usual business. Usual business to find you. You know what I'm saying?
He's out there somewhere.
Let me put it this way.
Maybe.
Your ass crazy.
Yeah. Let me sum it up this way.
Well, before we do that,
I mean,
let's look at this long one because I have a longer one with the dad. Like this one gets even worse.
Oh yeah, he started talking cash.
Fucking daddy is, because 78% of you don't have your father in the home anymore. You got baby mamas running around with 8 kids so they can get EBT cards to feed you all. You think I'm being racist? No, I'm being real. Oh, you've got more melanin than me. Ooh, so you get more privileges, more entitlement? Because 400 years ago, someone actually sold you to us and we took you over here and put you to work. And then we had a civil war to free your ass. And now you want to talk shit? Oh, I've been so oppressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you. You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah. It means I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color or a race or gender.
You know what that race or gender is? It's white and female.
Yeah, yeah.
Whose bright ass idea was that? I'm gonna tell you right now. Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're a pussy and a coward, and you raised one. Caleb, you drunk bitch. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar. Day after it happened. How many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You're a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. You're the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the fuck he did. Tiffany Billions. I don't know what kind of glamour shot you steal from other people and put up on your profile, but it don't match to your...
Yeah, he's still going. He's still going.
Man, he into flow state. That man into flow state, man.
Looking like a busted biscuit can.
He is in the flow state, man.
You see
That's
that?
just the racism is just spewing out, man. He just freestyling at this point.
Hey man.
No, the mask is off. The mask is off.
Man, I could take this from Reset, man, but I can't take this from you. I slap the shit out of somebody like him.
He ain't that bad. He ain't that bad.
No.
I can take this from Reset.
That's still, he's still talking like 19, maybe the 2000 statistics. And he's wrong on so much shit. It's crazy.
Man, oh my God.
Crazy.
You niggers are always complaining. He ain't that bad. He ain't that bad.
What did he say? Hey, man, he's angry, bro. He's
mad, bro.
He's just like, go ahead.
With the projection, though. Like the projection is next level. He's over there talking about not having a criminal record is something to be proud of in your community. Your son has a whole criminal record.
Right.
Criminal record. What are you talking about? He himself has a criminal record.
Man.
What is he talking about?
It's all black people's fault.
Wait. Hold up a second. Yeah, hold up a second. Inspired Truth.
Yes.
What you're saying is all logic. It sounds too much like right. Okay. You think the word logic is in this man's vocabulary? No. This is a man who believes in stereotypes and narratives. This is what, and he believes in this. Like, I remember I mentioned this concept to you about positive and negative collectivism. Because remember, white people can only be seen in a positive light, while black people can only be seen in a negative light. He is a product of that, and he still believes to that. And I'm not surprised by some of the shit he says, because he's always been this way. So rest assured that, you know, the apple never, the acorns never fell far from the tree.
Yeah.
And the shit he said about Anthony, about Carmelo's parents, that tells you everything. But then again, he's projecting, because listen, he talked about the only person, I mean, from what we know, the only person here who's an alcoholic is him.
Yep.
And we don't know much about, you know, the twins' mother.
We know that the twins' mother decided to deuce out on him. That we
can't. We
sound like a nigga said drunk, bitch.
we know he's projected. It's obvious that he's projected.
He's shitty, man.
He's projecting.
He's angry because he lost his son, and he could never accept the fact that the way he raised his son is the reason why his son is dead.
Yes.
No,
he can never accept that responsibility.
He also has to accept the fact that a black man killed his son.
Yeah, I mean, because he wants to really kind of be this whole tough guy or whatever, and try to say like, okay, yeah, let me see, I raised this tough guy and all that stuff, and then the fact that at the end of the day, Austin lost. Austin lost. That's what happened. Like at the end of the day, that taking that L, you can't quite take it. You can't take that L. That L is so heavy.
It was a high price to go with that L. That L came with a huge price tag.
But they're trying to game bang with the wrong game.
Well, I mean, think about this. Like, think about like all of those people, because it was like what, like 10 people in the video from on Austin's phone or whatever that he was like either attacking or harassing. Like, if you keep attacking people and keep harassing people and keep doing that constantly over and over and over again, eventually you're gonna find the right one on the wrong day.
You know, there's a very well-known professor, made his rounds around YouTube. He was teaching a course one time, and he drew a axis. On one axis, on the x-axis, it said
walk around and find out.
And then on the y-axis, it said find out. And he drew a slope between the axes. And what you found, as he explained it to us YouTube, was just that the more you fuck around, the more you find out. And he put it so, you know, he was just able to articulate it so well. It just made so much sense. It was revolutionary. And I don't know if Austin Metcalf, you know, took that course or not, but unfortunately, he became a very public example of what that course was trying to say. So.
It's like speeding, bro. It's like speeding. You get in your car, you know the speed limit's 35, but you keep going down the street going 55, 60. It's all worth it until you get in an accident.
Matter of time.
And you total your car. Then 1,000 times you got away with speeding is not worth the one time you got in an accident. The 1,000 times he bullied people and accosted people and assaulted people, it was all worth it until the last time.
Bro,
it was all fun until it wasn't fun anymore.
Bro. At 14 years old, 15, that's so young to be so reckless.
Man, the dude got arrested in elementary school.
Yeah, let's play that again, because like, in case anybody's just coming in, just joining us, they need to see this. Like, everybody needs to see this. Let's go back to that.
Getting an open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury. CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks.
Yeah, nothing concerning over there. Nothing concerning about that. I mean, just a little like nice little humor or whatever. Let's play that one more time.
Painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile.
Now, for anybody that missed that, like they didn't say like certain blacks. They didn't say this particular black over here, that particular black over there. They said that was all blacks. Like ALL all. That was every single one.
You say not the particular blacks over there, not my neighbors. Hey, just the ones outside here.
All of them.
It's all the darkest.
As teenagers,
all of them.
It's
all them darkest over there. All of them.
Yeah.
Hey, inspired truth. I'm sorry, I'm coming late to the panel. Wife was making soup, rubbing my arms and shoulders. See, I couldn't get to the panel. She was just doing too much. So that's how I came late.
She been loving you too much, man.
Oh,
you
man.
just and it's hard, man. It's basically you were basically the star in an ASMR video.
Yeah,
it was all that soothing.
The wrist rub that got me.
She got you good.
A wrist rub. Did that involve like oil or anything, to make the joint feel better or something?
Nah, she just laid on the couch, started rubbing my wrists and stuff like that. Where my watch was. Just.
Oh yeah, give you like a massage for that weight of that watch, that weighty watch. Yeah.
Yeah. She focused in on the pressure points.
Oh, nice. You have any more that you want to drop in with? Because this is like we didn't give you your opening yet.
Oh well, this is my opening, but I mean, let's say the case, they had a new judge. He tried to drop the case again, and they're trying to keep on pursuing it because it's just anybody sees this. The father came out and said this is just not justice for him to get 35 years, and for all this to be suppressed. That's what it was. It was suppressed. All the information about the victim was suppressed, and the case was suppressed from the media. And it's just a misjudge. It's a misjudgment. It's really
mistrial.
It's bad.
Because like pay attention to the fact that like we got all kinds of stuff when Trayvon got basically deleted when he had his situation. So when he got took out, like every time a black person, young or old, minor or adult, it does not matter. Anything in our past ends up becoming like free game for the media to run away with. But with this, it's all quiet and hush hush. And by the way, we're only talking about actual documented stuff that was actually done, not really talking too much about the messages that he made and they're problematic. So like there's a whole slant there. There's a clear slant. And on top of this, like go ahead and compare the more recent cases. Like you go and you look at this where it's like 35 years for Karmelo, who was a minor at the time. We go and we take a look at Courtney Clenny, and she gets 6 years. Yeah, okay. So it was a you had like a plea deal or whatever, but still like the output is 6 years. And then when you go and you look at like some other people that had similar cases, and still lower than this. Like it's beyond the pale to give this to a minor for basically the conflict that we're talking about here right now, especially knowing who the victim was, the aggressor that the victim was.
Yeah, and the media is just does a horrible job. They're so racist in what they do, because you can have the same incident happen in the city and the suburbs, and somehow the suburbs it becomes kids and it's not a big deal. And when it happens in the city with a bunch of black, it's such a horrible thing. The thugs, the animals, they need to be wiped out. But the same thing can happen in the suburbs or in a an all white area, and it's just youthful kids.
Yep. That's the way it gets played. Let me go ahead and play some more.
Probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities probation Heil Hitler along with the N-word and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. His brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler along with the N-word and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school, and in 2020,
not one, not two, not a few, several.
23, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In
bullying a what student? A black student.
2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024 with another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also kicked out of a football game.
Draw the line, son.
He's coming for them too. He's got hands for Becky as well.
Hey, Inspired. There's something that they're not telling, and it's obvious to me. He's a twin. They're not telling that the other twin was side by side with him with most of these incidences.
Yeah, that doesn't get emphasized as much. It's like, okay, you still got another one that's on the same thing.
But apparently he really wasn't doing any activity. He might have been there, but not necessarily.
Nah, bro. You ever seen a set of twins when one was fighting and the other one wasn't? I ain't never seen that.
I know two of listen, I live with two of the twins, two of the worst
twins, bro.
Two of the worst twins ever in life, man. These little niggas was hell, both of them.
Twins are usually either two of the best people or two of the worst. There is no in between.
Yeah, it looks.
And they're always going to be side by side to help one another through any and everything.
Keith and Carl,
and that's what they're not saying here.
Keith and Carl was hell. When I say hell,
so,
hell.
All their victims went through these issues ×2. Every single one of them.
Well, apparently,
and like I said earlier, Hunter is now all alone without his brother.
Yep.
Which means he's got a target on his back. Because because of what happened with Karmelo Anthony, somebody's going to be looking at him and say, we're going to have to come see your ass now. You ain't so tough without your brother. Hell, if he goes back to playing football, some other kids are going to be looking like you. Let's see how he works without one leg. But what's that we take him out, There's going to be a target on his back. A lot of people going to want his ass.
I think that in his own particular space he might be safe, and then on top of that, like there's all of the there's a whole lot of white people online and a whole lot of white support too. So I mean,
true,
I don't know. I mean,
certain people, but there's some white folks in that county who are probably going to be looking at him and like, but there's some other kids from other schools in that county or school district and be like, because if he still goes back to playing football, they like, is that Metcalf boy? Is that the surviving Metcalf boy? All right.
They gonna stand ovation.
Looks like we have a dissonant over here in the chat. Let's see what they're talking about here. What kind of demonic thug fantasizes about committing deletion and licking the blood off of the knife? Put that piece of excrement under the prison. This is what I've been seeing in comment sections. So yeah, this is this is a lot of the stuff that's out there, Naima. Like a lot of people are on this over here. Now, that whole thing about the text messages, people say some of everything and when it's out of context in text message. There's going to be like, you probably will say that in the middle of playing a video game. I've probably said that in the middle of playing a video game. I like playing Call of Duty. Like the stuff that I'll hear come out of people's mouth while I'm doing a player like that first person
Call of
shooter
Duty
game.
lobbies.
Yeah, it is
crazy.
Man, that nigga
Yeah,
crazy.
As a black man, as a black man, you have to have a strong mind to enter a Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah, you
12 and 13-year-old white kids. You gonna hear You
Call of Duty fellas are out of control. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all out of control.
They both probably was
out of control.
They both was thugs. They both wanted to. They was both suburban thugs. You understand? Who wanted to live a certain lifestyle, just evidently by the one who had the knife and was ready to do his thing, and him too. Because if I'm almost willing to bet it was going to be one or the other at that point. I think that's what happened. It was going to be one.
It looks like he said
the white boy. He would have been liable to take the black boy and slam his head on the curb of the stairs or something. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't even got to use the knife. I'm convinced it would have been one or the other.
Oh yeah, it would have been likely that, like in all likelihood, especially when like everything that he's been saying has been kind of like a propensity for that type of violence, like taking it to that type of level, and he wasn't going to stay in the black community, like no matter what you might want to believe. So here's this, he's saying like, oh, it was in the context of threatening his girlfriend. Hey, maybe that's how they role play. Maybe that's what gets her ears going.
Hey, we got Austin Metcalf dad in here, man. Austin Metcalf dad in here losing his mind.
As bad as his dad.
He saw the video you was playing. He was like, "Nah, I gotta say something. I gotta jump in and say something." Sorry, man. It's all right. Son lost that battle.
Like you could tell when it's
son lost that battle.
You could tell when it's like often some of the people that are suspected white supremacists, because they'll go into this whole like IQ talk. Like they'll talk about IQ and they will have never taken an IQ test. They will not have administered an IQ test, but somehow they want to constantly talk about like IQ and stuff. Mine is high, by the way. Like that's why I'm able to do what I'm doing. That's why I'm able to be a physicist. And then I'll get people, they'll be like, no, you're not a physicist. You know, it's not real. I got the degrees and the plaques to prove it. But this is the stuff that you're going to get from certain people in that community. They talk.
I bet he would try to bring up the bell curve and never read a page of it.
Yeah, they'll talk about it. They won't actually know about it, and then they'll try to make like the average everything. Like the average is the average. The average does not mean every individual out there in the population under that demographic. And on top of that,
JB Sports, like, let's have a man-to-man talk, like for real.
Like about 40.
Out. You really got something to say? We need to have this conversation anyway. So come rep. Ain't nobody in here, so you can say what you really want to say. You know what I'm saying? So come on up here, man. You ain't got to be no chat warrior.
Yeah, that's true. There is a link if you want to actually try to prove any of this nonsense you're talking about. By the way, 40% of IQ is environmental. Like it's not like a thing that is your inherent natural God-given ability. You have differences depending on what you are presented with in your environment. Repetition of tasks, what area you live in, whether you have heavy metals, whether you have lead and stuff. All of that stuff comes into play. But people kind of try to go and run with it as if it's some sort of, manganese. People try to run with it as if it's some sort of a cure-all explanation to everything. Oh, now I'm supposed to be okay.
That's how they twist it. That's how they twist it right there. There we go.
They really do.
There it goes.
He's
There
not
it
going to
goes. I
come
mean,
up.
they did us a favor. They gave us our
I
voting
want
rights
to
in the
listen. He
'60s.
really got some good You really got some good questions. Like for real, I want to have this conversation because
That's that
just
pimp talk. That's that pimp
too
talk.
long. We had these conversations behind these keyboards, and we really need to have these conversations face to face. Like for real, for real. Not we'll say digital terms, but you just need to be able to speak your piece, and we need to be able to speak our piece because we know y'all. This how y'all talking in y'all spaces anyway. So we might as well just let's just get it out like real talk. Ain't
So
even no
here's
plan. We're not racial in no means. This is why we need to have that talk because I think that you are definitely misinformed, you misconstrued, and you just missing. And
He tore
I
up
think
office, Chris.
once you stay around folk that for real, and we hang around and we get in each other's cultures, then we can see the for real, right? It ain't no hiding or what you thought it was. This is real life.
Here's a
And I think you're
question.
gonna
Like
see it just like everybody else's.
now, here's the
Both
question.
people lost their children over
Yeah.
violence, unnecessary violence that could have been either taught or not or misled by each parent. In any way, those parents failed their kids. So that's what it really come down to.
Now, here's the thing about this whole defending someone that commits commits that act. Now, if we're going to talk about that, then what are we going to say about Daniel Penny? Like Daniel Penny didn't exactly have somebody accosting him. Nobody touched him, and he still ended up murking someone. And there was plenty of support for that. Hell, he raised like what was it like 100,000 or something like that. He raised a crazy amount of money, and he got a job after he came out of that stuff. Like he got benefits. He was seen with the freaking president. That's the type of support that your leaders get when they're not threatened by anyone.
Yep, y'all support Luigi, right? Y'all support Luigi for killing the CEO of United Healthcare. So
I just personally, I don't expect fairness or equality. And when it comes to the legal system, I don't expect it. And I
You
teach
will
my
get one
son,
or the other. You will get one or the other. You don't get both. You're
no,
going
you
to
don't.
get in one way, shape, form, or another. You will get one or the other in some form, but you will never
No,
get both in the
no,
best form.
Now, here's
no.
another thing, about like the context, because what I think is being forgotten is like how we got here to to defending Carmelo, because at first we had a whole lot of framing him automatically as somebody that's like an attack on white people. Like that's what that was framed as, because this was coming on the heels of that other incident with the guy that was basically like mentally off, that attacked like the Ukrainian woman, and that was all like propagated as some sort of a racial animus thing
No, he
amongst
was just
black people.
crazy.
She was in that case. In that case, you got to understand. No, he happened to be black. But the thing is, that woman, because a lot of people on the right have this thing about the Ukraine war, and they talk about how much they can't stand Ukrainians. This woman was white when it was convenient.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah, people forget about. She's white when it's convenient. Otherwise, nobody gave a fuck that she was Ukrainian. That this was a white woman. She's a Ukrainian at the end of the day. And a lot of those folks were talking about, we don't want no Ukrainian refugees in our country and everything. So when those people started, when she got, murked by a man that was obviously mentally ill and unstable and a schizophrenic and supposedly a paranoid schizoid, now they want to reframe things as she was an innocent victim and the target of a mass murder. And somebody who was a race warrior. They're trying to project that shit on it. And that was in North Carolina.
Yeah, it was a whole entire like fantasy narrative that they made it into. Like it was not reflective of reality at all.
Well, the thing is, they didn't defend. They didn't give him no defense, and they like, even if, let's just say, even if the odds are 99.9% against that young man, he still deserved an equal, fair trial. That's just real talk. And usually you get one. He didn't get neither one of them. This rip, he did not get equality because they didn't treat him equally to any other case that they would have, and they didn't they didn't make it fair. It was beyond unfair.
In other words, they violated his Fifth, Sixth, and Seventh Amendments.
It violated
in the federal Constitution. Yeah. No, his Sixth and Seventh. No, I said his Fifth, Sixth, and Seventh Amendment rights in the U.S. National Constitution. Now, I don't know what it is in the state constitution, but
I agree with some of that, not all of it. Some of it. I think what was presented was difficult to defend because
that
of his
don't make
excited.
Then we go through the protocol of the case. We prolong it, right? This is protocol. It's protocol to prolong something, to argue or to. I don't know what it's actually called, but I know cases that have went out years, bro. Years before they actually even got to a trial. That's what I said. Jurisdiction matter. Where you do is something that really matter when you come, because they controlling all of this. So where you do it at, you know what I'm saying? Where you gonna get?
I believe the terms you're looking for are deliberation and continuance.
This is where our blackness blinds us to facts and what actually occurred. Bro, it's difficult to get past his incited utterances directly after what happened. Nobody, the cop didn't question him or nothing. He was excited, he was afraid, and he said things he should not have said.
He's a boy.
That doesn't change the facts. That doesn't change the facts.
The problem.
It doesn't matter if he was 5 years old.
Actually, they have a point. They have a point. Because remember, like I said about violations of his, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh Amendment rights. He did not have a lawyer present. He's a minor, which means
what did I say
you cannot quit.
They didn't question him.
As a minor, they questioned. Did they?
No.
I saw the video. But he didn't have his lawyer present, and that's per the law.
He didn't have his lawyer present, and because he's a minor, they cannot. Because he's a minor, they cannot question him without his parents' presence, without a legal guardian present. Yeah.
They did not question him.
So
they
did not question him. You guys,
he just gave that information away. He gave that information away freely to the responding officer.
Because he's young.
He's
a child.
No. You can't use excuses for facts. You can't use excuses. That's like saying, that's like a woman saying, I was 15, I was young, but you was fucking. No. Was he young when you stabbed him? Huh?
Yeah, he was.
He was 17.
Here's the thing about the whole facts. We did talk about like the facts of the matter. Like the facts of the matter kind of got a little bit skewed by the fact that he didn't actually take the stand and he didn't testify. So he didn't really get a chance to tell his side of the story. And one of the things that I do know about like teenagers is when you get teenagers together, or even if you don't get teenagers together, they have an amazing ability to lie their ass off and lie on code. Like if you're in the friend group and they get along to like collaborating together, they're gonna say whatever the F they want to say.
They
that defense attorney knew he was going to prison, bro.
That
Do
defense
it.
attorney didn't have a single witness. Like, even the witnesses that he had that were on the defense, like, they were there because they were compelled to be there by the prosecutor. Like, the
They
prosecutor
were
said,
subpoenaed.
okay, yes, they were subpoenaed. They didn't want to be there in the first part. They didn't have a witness. Not one effing witness.
Here, look, to be
Bro.
fair, if it turned around, this is how I am. To be fair, if the shoe was on the other foot, right? If the shoe was on the other foot, and that was Karmelo, who had, lost his situation, as opposed, and then Austin was still here, I would want the same thing. I want a fair, right? You got to get one or the other. You know what I mean? A fair or equal trial. Minimally, you got to get at least one in our democracy.
Listen.
You should get both. That's what the Constitution say. But I'm just saying.
I'm being as fair as I can be. I think he was overcharged. I don't think a minor should get 30 years under any circumstances. I have empathy for Karmelo. I know he was afraid for whatever reason, and I know he was excited. But here's the facts: the cop didn't question him. He didn't put him under arrest and read him his Miranda rights and question him. That's not what happened. He ran to the cop himself, and the cop was responding to the radio and says, "Hey, I think I have the alleged person. I forgot how you put it, in custody now."
Suspect.
And Karmelo said, "Yes, suspect." Karmelo said, "I'm not alleged. I did it."
Yeah. Damn.
He didn't ask him nothing.
I know, man. And
He didn't.
Here's
yeah,
the
he
thing
didn't
about
have any training about how to interact with police, what to say.
There you go.
No, he got
there you go.
Here's the thing about even that. Even if we're going to say that he said, "Oh, not alleged, I did it," he's saying, what is he saying? Yeah, I did it too. He's saying that I did it as in terms of I did poke him up. Like, yeah, I did do that. But then still the context, the whole point of the trial was like, this was self-defense. Like, that was what the argument was.
Exactly.
Right. That
and would that be admissible in court? Is that statement admissible in court is a question.
Don't know.
So it would be hard to find.
Well, given the point that he just brought up, the whole argument is self-defense.
It's hard to find jurors that see what we see, that didn't hear that same information that Black just said. You get what I'm saying? So if he knows about this, we can't act like that the general public. And again, these are jury of quote unquote his peers. I don't know how they're gonna find teenagers, but
that's foolishness.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Jury of his peers or as close to. So again, just to me, it's protocol. I just think it's just a travesty of protocol. It's the same with police and how they move. Yes, we kill each other. Well, y'all kill each other up, okay, but y'all are an agency. You know what I'm saying? The structure to protect people, not to make up excuses on why the hell you didn't shot people up on a frequent basis. You get where I'm going? You're an agency, and so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm just defending the defense attorney. He didn't have much to work with, bro. He just didn't, bro.
He didn't. He had his protocol more than anything. To me, I'm not an attorney, but the first thing you do is use the weapons that you don't have to pay for, and like you said, the continuances and whatever else. Right? To me, that was
deliberations.
Yeah, if you don't do that, bro, it's almost like you in cahoots. It don't cost you nothing.
Also, this is Texas. They waited until he turned 18 to try him.
Yeah.
When they could have just because why did they wait until he turned 18 to go to trial? Because at 17, because if I'm not mistaken, excuse me, can I finish my question?
In Texas, at 17. Go ahead. Can you actually try somebody who's 16, 17 years of age as an adult in the state of Texas? That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
And then what's the
limit? Why did they decide not to do that here?
Oh, you trying them as adults, so it don't matter. Okay.
Okay. We've seen cases like that before. We've seen situations where a person was tried as an adult. I mean, prime example, in the state of New York back in '89, the Central Park Five. If y'all remember them.
I remember that. Yep.
Okay, in that case, Ray Santana Jr., who was the only Latino among them, and three of the four black youth in there, Yusuf Salam, Kevin Richardson, Antoine McCrae. They were all 14, 15 years of age, so they were tried as minors. Yusuf Salam's best friend Corey Wise, however, was 16, and as a result, they tried him as an adult. And when he was wrongfully convicted, he was sent straight to Rikers, while everybody was sent to juvie. So that's a prime example. I can give a situation like that. But although that was about an assault case. If anybody remembers the case of Brian Banks in California, I know it's he was charged with something different, but they waited until he was 18 to try him. Even though he was accused, although he was 17 when the false allegations occurred, they waited until he was 18 to be tried, and even then he was misled by his attorney, who was a black woman, to take the plea deal because she told him either you take this plea deal, which she lied to him about, or if they went to trial, he would be facing a jury that would see him as nothing more than a large black man, despite the fact that he was a teenager.
So he didn't even he wasn't, again, we didn't go through protocol. He wasn't even offered a plea deal. The prosecution didn't even offer a deal. You get what I'm saying? There was no.
In the case of Karmelo Anthony, yeah.
You see, you get what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's all I'm simply saying is just a protocol. All I'm going in, I'm strictly keeping it law.
Procedure. You're talking about procedure and protocol. Yes, absolutely.
So you're saying you use the continuances to allow time to pass, allow the heat to die down, and try to get a better deal on the table from the prosecution. Now that I agree with 100%.
The same way they waited until he was 18. I see what y'all doing. Okay, bet. Because you're gonna get time served anyway, bro. So you might as well, you're gonna sit down for a little minute. And while you sitting down, it ain't like you did, what you sitting down for is a little bit different. So you depending on how you get in jail, you might be supported. There may be some support there. You definitely gonna have to have some support because you're gonna have to watch your back based off of what you did, right? So there's that. Now you need more time, so okay, let's continue it. The same, you already 18 now. Let's continue it. Then and it's a strategy because emotions and feelings may die down. The situation may die down to where okay, now they may offer a plea deal. You get what I'm saying? Because of there is such a fight. I just think they didn't even give him a time to even get motion because of, again, lack of procedure and protocol. Just straight up.
This was a rocket.
At the mercy of the judge sometimes.
This was a ridiculously fast trial. Like, this thing was wrapped up in like less than a week, basically. Like, and this is like damn near unheard of for a capital murder charge like that.
You know what you do? You know what you should have done as the family of Karmelo Anthony? Was you should have took all that money that was raised on behalf of your family.
And bonded him out.
Anthony, and you should have. Yeah, that's part of it. But you should have also went after a young, ambitious lawyer. That's like fresh out of law school. They're young, so they're not complacent. They're hungry, right? And you should have essentially had a conversation with that attorney and said, "Hey, I'm going to fund your attorney firm."
That case needed time.
But you need to make my son's case, your number one priority in this attorney firm. You say, "I'm willing to fund your attorney firm for let's say $5 million." Oh my goodness, you just paid off that person's student loan.
The internet would have got the nigga off. We needed time. That's what everybody.
You're able to. What I'm saying is this though: you're able to pay off your student loans with that money. Actually, have the startup capital to start your legal firm.
We're gonna need more than that.
Like, basically, like all you need for the most part is like you need one person to say no. That's all you. If they would have been like actually serious about making sure that you have a black juror on the jury panel and also not taking this little unofficial handshake, wink and a nod deal, and go ahead and let the facts like kind of like go where they may, then then go ahead and let all of this stuff come out. Let all the Austin stuff come out. Let all the Karmelo stuff come out. And there's going to be some people that are going to look at this stuff and say, a kid that says delete all black people. A kid that harasses and attacks black people. I don't know. I think he might have feared for his life. On top of that, even Karmelo, like they didn't get around to it because of they got a little bit into it, like because of this particular case now, or this, request for a retrial or whatnot. He didn't end up taking a stand, but he did actually know about the twins beating up other people out there.
Right, but what I'm saying is this though: if they essentially like work with a young ambitious attorney fresh out of law school, right? Then essentially, if they're the one that's promoting their firm with that investment, right? They're going to negotiate. They're going to make your case number one. Your case is the one that actually gave them the jump start that they need. So everybody else that they bring in to work under them, train them, like, they gonna have your case. So you just retained your legal team until the end. That's it. You've retained that legal team until the end.
Bro,
you're trying to sell them into being the next Johnny Cochran. That's what you're trying to do.
Nothing's gonna beat jurisdiction, bro. All that Johnny Cochran. Ain't nothing gonna beat where it happened at. Where it is, all of this is happening at. Nothing's gonna beat that. The only way you're gonna beat that is to get through to the judge. The only way to beat that case would be to get, and the only way you can get through to the judge, it would have had to be some type of it take time. We got to figure out who everybody is. You know what I'm saying? And what's gonna make him move and sway decisions. Same with the jurors. It take time. You don't know who people is.
But
you see
of course, and that time is money.
Time is money. Okay, so
get an attorney to commit that time, in perpetuity. Like you want to make sure that's because in order to do, yes, you do. In order to do all of this, file these motions, go through the appeal processes and stuff, you're gonna have somebody that's not just gonna put the file in on the back end and forget about it. You're gonna need the dedication.
You do have to have a bar, but I'm saying even aside the bar, even the attorney sometimes is just the representative of people behind him that's telling him what to do. You understand? He's just going out there. Okay, well, what I say? All right, you great. What you great do? And they're gonna give him the law, the proof. They've already done research. That's a attorney team. That's a squad. It's a cold squad. But you don't
legal team
right now. We need time before we need anything. Hey, you know what? We're not prepared. He's not prepared. We discovered that he didn't get his rights and we just, what, damn it, we want to call a continuance, and the judge gonna have, and because it's, they want a closed door, and he gonna have to follow protocol and procedure, bro. Like, and this was almost a kidnapping. You wanted almost borderline.
It was a very, very unscrupulously rushed trial, you could say. And you could also argue, and you can take this to the board. I guess the Bar Association, because remember, judges were once lawyers, and the reason they got their positions because they were elected to become judges.
Yep.
And as such, they are subject to the bar, to the codes, ethics, and whatnot of the Bar Association of the state of Texas. So there can be legal action taken with the Bar Association. Secondly, even if you wanted to ask for continuance, sometimes it's at the judge's discretion. That's the problem that some people have to wonder. So we have to understand. So people have to understand who the judge is.
I see him in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you, Landon. Much appreciated. I appreciate what you're saying, Landon. I mean, of course, over there, it's a different system right there, especially when you have barristers and such. I'm not trying to be mockery. I'm not trying to mock them, but I will say to finish off, if I may finish,
that would be the same as a continuous. What strategy could have been used to prolong? I want to say what strategy could have been used to force a prolong. You see what I'm saying?
I don't.
Yeah, that would be the first thing that I would focus on immediately. And so an attorney, whatever attorney, young or old, should be able to answer that question.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's strategy at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's some different continuances, and I guess certain continuances would be applicable if you actually have like a case of this significance. It's not like some little petty theft type of thing. This is one of those deals where, okay, I want to know, I want to see all the cameras, I want to get access to all the people, I want to get this, that, and the other. Let me get a psychiatrist in here, and let me see what his mental state was, and everything could have been on the table, and everything should have been on the table.
But then again,
you should throw
but you need support from the black community, because all of that is expensive. You're talking about $2-3 million.
Yeah, I said a 5-piece.
At minimum, if you're talking about that, you're talking about $2-3 million. So you need support from the black community to help you fund that, and because you got to pay the attorney, and the bond to get him out during that time is going to be incredibly high.
Well,
it's going to be incredibly high.
The judge
is bail accessible for murder suspects?
Yeah, you can get bail for anything.
They charged him for the.
It's up to the judge.
For the
it's
court,
up to the judge.
The court charged them and wanted them to pay, and charged them and told them they responsible to pay because of all the attention that this case brought. He wasn't expecting for all this attention, so it took more. It took more people to handle the logistics of running the court. Oh man, I said, man, nigga, hell, man.
Now, here's the ugly truth. He was never not going to prison. There's too much attention. There's too much heat from the public to the courts and the community's putting too much pressure on the court and on law enforcement in that community for somebody not to go to prison. So he was never going to be found innocent.
I think that there might be a there to this. Like, actually, like this whole case got a whole lot more attention than it otherwise should have gotten. Like, it just got blown way up. So, and there was a whole lot of demand for getting Karmelo one way or another into some sort of a bind. So they were going to try to seek some time.
Yeah. So he was going to do time.
Fight should be protocol. It should always be, hey, did they get a fair shake like any other citizen? That should be always, that's the fight. Because when you get personal, you can always keep it personal. But I want to hold the jurisdiction as having court to the fight. Hey, making sure that y'all did what y'all was supposed to do to even be a court. The Good Old Boy Network is the Good Old Boy Network, but in some cases, y'all don't understand that it's gonna take somebody like the Punjabi community who got enough money to pay that fine, or the Chinese community who ain't tripping, or the Nigerian community where I don't care what it costs, we gonna pay it, right, to get this sucker out. And then at that point, the laws are gonna change because they got enough money to pour into something to say, oh, well, the mortgage company that I own is paying, you're paying my mortgage company that I own a certain percentage of. So you know what? We're ready to come and buy up your whole town.
You know, the issue, there is kind of like another issue with like the Judge Roach and whatnot. Like there is a whole lot of different people from what I've been hearing in like different spaces that judge is an issue. That judge is a problem. Like when you got that dude as a judge and you're a black defendant, like you can pretty much agree that you're in a bind from Jump Street before the facts of the case come out. So
some court, that's what I said, jurisdiction, depending on where it happened at. Shit, bro, you shouldn't have never did nothing there anyway. Also, everybody already know the reputation of that court. So I remember when I was, coming up, it was certain judges you did not want to see at all, let alone 2-3 times.
Also, one
Man,
thing that we did see from the video was that things did actually escalate rather rapidly. Like it wasn't like he was chilling, like everything was cool, until all of a sudden it wasn't. It just like we're talking about like in the matter of a few minutes. So it's like really fast reaction type stuff.
But he walked, bro. I mean, we seen that from him walking through to him going up there, right? And then them guys, damn near, I won't say coming right behind him, but to a degree, they was right behind him. It was like somebody called, said, "Hey, to us, hey, that Karmelo kid's up here." Oh, what? Yeah, all right, yeah, we're on our way. And that's kind of how I don't know. I'm just speculating.
I just think them two brothers were jackasses. And
no, they were just showed up. So when they came in afterwards,
no, I'm just speaking of the two twins. I just think they were jackasses, and I think when they got up there, they just targeted him because he's black.
I would say they targeted because they kind of knew of him,
and he was little.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just
in the size. Remember, he's 5'9". Yeah. These guys are 6 foot each.
Size was a factor. Size was definitely.
Yeah, them some big boys. They was some big boys. They gonna be even bigger.
You know
what I'm saying?
I'm sure
one of them's gonna be bigger.
I'm sure there's a couple of slurs went through. Hey, what's this nigga doing under here? That type of thing was going on, and they wasn't ready for what happened.
Well, he was with a black dude. It was him, his brother, and a black dude in shorts that went up there right afterward. That's what I'm saying. When you see the whole video, you see it. Like you see Karmelo went up there, and it's like somebody told, hey, Karmelo kid's here, and then they come, right? And then once he comes, you can kind of see him stand up and bow. It was like you said. Wait
a minute.
He got ugly.
They went to hold on a second. From what I understand, although I could be wrong, they've never met this kid before. All they knew is like there was just some kid. No, wait. Let me finish. Wait a minute. They never met this kid. All they know is this is a kid from a different school under their tent.
Correct.
They'd never seen him before. They'd never heard of this little guy, this motherfucker. So they're thinking,
right.
Who the fuck is this little kid? This motherfucker here. Have you seen him before? I haven't. And Karmelo was invited into the tent by somebody.
One guy.
He knew one guy in that tent, right? That kid said, "Come on, because it was raining outside." He said, "Come on, let's go into the tent." You sure? That kid should have been there. That friend should have defended him and said, "No, he's with me. He's with me." Mm-hmm. And if there was an adult there, they could have been like, "No, back up." That's what I'm trying to get at.
No,
so they had never seen this before.
Lil Jose was like, "Oh no, that's Austin and his brother. I ain't about to say nothing."
Yeah,
I know what they do. After the fact that
I know what they do.
Like, I don't know him. I
ain't trying to get in this. I ain't trying. Look, I ain't in this. I know what they do to people. I'm gonna stay out of this, man.
You know him?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know him.
He did. He did Karmelo like Peter did Jesus. I don't know that.
That's probably how it played out.
Like, I know how the Metcalf brothers get down. I know how the Metcalf brothers get down, and I don't want no parts of that. So,
but at any rate, if you a killer, you know what I'm saying. You don't care about no size. That's just what it is. Y'all know people that's the littlest Bruce Lee built little guy, and he wild. He don't care what.
Well, look, that's the exception. It ain't the rule. Like size definitely matters. Like you can tell say that to anybody that does MMA or whatever. They'll tell you quick, fast, in a hurry. Nope, size does matter. Skill matters, but size matters.
Skill, size matters because bullies look for smaller people to target.
It absolutely fucking matters.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and play this.
Hand combat, yes, sir. It absolutely matters.
Let me go ahead and play this because I want to talk about the black friend effect and there will be black friends around that will ride with guys just like this, and they'll sound something like this.
Is not who the black community is saying he is or his family, because one of his teammates is actually black. A lot of his teammates are black, so we know it wasn't a racial thing. He has black people all over his ex, right? He shares their posts. That's not the signs of a racist kid. Most kids aren't racist. I've taught high school. They play around. They mess with each other. but that's not a reason to kill somebody. I taught my kids the right way. And what we taught our kids is that nonviolence is never the answer. You never use somebody, you go tell a teacher. That's what normal, civilized people, but we act like a bunch of thugs in the African-American community. A lot.
And that is where things are in the in the Sambo class amongst
You don't have to
amongst
put.
the air.
You don't have to
Wait,
put
wait, did he
reset
say
brother on there like that.
non-violence?
Yeah, he did.
He
He
said
misspoke. He
non-violence isn't an
misspoke.
option?
Yeah, he misspoke. Yeah, he
He
misspoke.
did
He
Mhm.
misspeak,
misspoke.
yeah.
But you ain't have to put reset brother on there like that, man. You ain't have to do
Oh, no, shots fired.
What we
Dang,
doing? See,
dang.
I've been good today. I've been
I
good
know,
today.
I
But
know.
you know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't cut up now time. I ain't cut up now time. But you keep calling on me. I'm a Mr. Me
But this
Too year up here now. All right.
Why you gotta mess up? Why you messing up a good thing here? We're having a lively discussion, and now you gotta take shots at reset
No,
like
I'm
that. He
throwing
didn't do
Charles,
nothing
man.
to
I'm
you.
throwing Charles.
I've
He
He
throw
didn't.
Charles
I've
all the
been
time, man. No, I'm throwing him back. I'm throwing it back for
I've been halfway hotepping with you tonight, and you still messing with me now.
Halfway wait. You can't halfway hold stepping. Either you full in or not, unless your foot is chopped off like Kunta Kinte
wait,
or some shit like
wait,
that.
y'all.
Come on now.
Hold up. We got
I
Civil Rod over here. You got anything you want to add in, chime in, drop in with a opening statement? Did you catch
Yeah,
any of
yeah.
this?
Salute to you. Hope everything is going well. Shout out to the people in the chat and shout out to the jailbirds on the panel. First I would like to say that um violence is always the answer, number one. And number two, um size does matter. It's called physics, right? You know, the more body
Yeah.
mass, the more body mass in motion, or the more mass in motion, the harder that shit is gonna hit, and the harder it's gonna hurt.
Yep.
And yeah, and yeah, I'll leave it here for now. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, see, this is what you get, right? This is what you get when your parents are white bread. You get in, and you think that okay, being around white people is better, and you know what I mean. Then thing goes left, and then niggas come up missing. It happens all the time. It's consistent. Same thing with that nigga that went to Georgia
Nolan
and
Wells.
in Europe, right? He was the only black dude around all his white friends. Nigga never came back. Same thing for the black dude that went to Russia. Russia with white friends. Man, you were just asking to be snatched up. So yeah, it just never works out, and we never learn. That's the point. We never learn. So I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad, man. I'm not even mad.
Dang, I don't know. That was pretty impactful. That's an impactful statement. Like we do have to
You got a
kind of make
point.
it yeah, there's definitely a point to be had there when we're talking about knowing situational environment. Yeah.
Because the thing about it is the black man's love for the white man is faithful, true, and undying, and
Don't talk
unyielding.
about Bron like that. Don't talk about Bron like that.
Oh man,
Don't talk
the
about Bron
chairs
like
just
that.
flowing.
Oh
Just the
man,
chairs everywhere.
That's Black
chairs just
Don't
being
America,
talk,
thrown
man.
all around, man.
That's Black
Bron.
America.
This
And
man,
he put
all
it
up in
so
your
he
Kool
put it
Aid.
so beautifully. He put it so
He
beautifully,
all,
man.
he all in your
Poetic.
Kool Aid tonight,
It's
man.
poetic how
He
he
all in you.
described the black man's love for the white man out there.
It's undying. It's unyieldful. It's faithful and true. Right? Black people. I'm gonna say something that's really nasty right now. Black people will always be the old yeller to the white man in America.
Damn.
Ooh.
Oh my
Damn.
goodness. Oh Yella.
Oh yeah.
Oh Yella. I still cry for old Yella, man.
Yep.
Dang, not the faithful
Wait. You would
dog.
cry for old yellow, but you wouldn't give a fuck about Sounder. Okay. Okay, that tells me everything I need to know.
No, you heard what
This
Hot Sauce
motherfucker
said,
here.
man. You heard what Hot Sauce said.
Now I guess he's not familiar with American cinematic movies because I'm trying to draw a simile between how Black America and Old Yeller have that kind of relationship.
What do you all think about his statement here that this guy was making about basically like, oh no, Austin Metcalf cannot be racist. He had black teammates. He has black people in his social media. He cannot possibly be racially have a racial
This is an
animus.
old yellow nigga. Old yellow nigga right here. Point blank. Here you go.
Let me play these two in conjunction. I'll play this and then I'll play the stuff that Austin's actually been like convicted with.
Oh, can I say this really quickly?
Huh?
I
Yeah.
just want to say this. So for the people who are not familiar, the sim that I want to draw upon was Old Yeller was a dog to the master that ended up killing him. And he was faithful and loved his master, even though despite his master ended up killing him. That is what black people are. They're going to love and look for the white man as much as possible, despite that he constantly kills us. Just like this nigga right here. Can't be racist. Because this is exactly an old yellow nigga right here. And I land my plane.
All right. Let's see it.
Is not who the black community is saying he is, or his family, because one of his teammates is actually black. A lot of his teammates are black. So we know it wasn't a racial thing. He has black people all over his ex, right? He shares their posts. That's not the signs of a racist kid. Most kids aren't racist. I've taught high school. They play around. They
Texted
All right.
someone later.
I
was
have a
about to
question.
beat the expletive Anthony from getting.
What question?
What was wasn't Nolan Wells' friends? Didn't they have a black friend?
They sure did.
I'm
They
just
sure
I'm
did.
just asking. Go
Found
on,
record
sir.
that was never presented to the jury. CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks.
Yeah, there's nothing racial about that. I mean, yeah. I mean, just like
painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks.
all, not some, not
Let me see here,
most.
sir. Nothing to see here,
Not the
sir.
majority.
Let me say something.
Not 99%.
This ain't bigoted behavior at all.
I want to address something because I know this Jamaican nigga. And
not more chairs.
Can I land? Thank you.
Okay.
I know this Jamaican nigga. I'm not gonna mention any names, but he comes on black channels all the time. But this nigga say if you are educated around white people and you
Oh my goodness, man.
and you only educated around black people, nigga, you dumb.
That's what type do. He never let stuff go, man. You never forget.
That was the most racist thing I've ever heard a black man say. Always around black people. So just because you're around black people don't make you not racist. And so I ain't mention nobody's name, but you know what I mean? And so I'm gonna land the mic there with no chairs. I mean with no places.
Hey, man.
Oh no, don't do it.
No.
All right.
Brunk, why your mic so loud?
My ears were right. Let me see. I thought that I heard all. I mean, but I might have heard some. I might have heard a few. I mean, maybe it wasn't all. Let's hear it
Were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks. And
oh yeah, that was all. That includes like
That's
everything.
all.
That includes like the FBA. That includes Jamaican. That includes Haitian. That includes everything. That's all. That's everything.
No, not Jamaicans because you know they ain't got no place to be.
Heil Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school, and in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class.
Bullying a what student? Oh, yeah, black students.
In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024...
Go back a second.
Oh, back a little bit?
Yeah, just to when they were younger.
Okay. Right there. This what you want?
Yeah, see, this is what black people need to do, right? This is your ultimate red flag. take a picture of this and put this in your pocket and show it to your black friends. Because every
Oh
time
yeah.
you show these children of the corn niggas to anybody and you not see race corn niggas, then you know you need to leave that person alone.
Children of the
How
corn.
do you not look at these children of the corn, junior Republican niggas, and not say,
Damn.
"Oh,
Junior Republican. Oh man. You can
Bro,
definitely see it in them. You can
how do
definitely see it in them.
you gotta stop and think to and wonder to yourself, like, how bad did they beat that girl up that they had to go to jail for it, like as in elementary?
In elementary school.
He
Yeah,
punched her,
exactly.
gave her a 1-2.
Exactly. Yeah.
He wasn't
right."
even trying to fuck with Darla like that.
It's all in the eyes,
I'm
man.
sure in
All
the.
I'm gonna say
I'm
is
sure.
this.
I'm sure. The father of that daughter was thinking, either y'all get these little motherfuckers, or I will.
Oh, I'm coming
Because
over there.
it
I'm
was.
over everybody.
This is Texas. Remember, we're in Texas,
All
and
I'm gonna
most
say.
likely that girl was a white girl. If that was a white girl, there's a father who's going to be breaking out the 2-piece with a biscuit.
Look,
Put your
all I'm going to
hands
say
on
is
my
this.
daughter. You got
All
to
I'm
pay.
going to say is this. Every black man and every black person in here, look at this picture. You don't know what they did, but in your soul, it's fucking guilty. He's
Look at their
obviously,
faces. Look at their
yeah.
faces. Look at the look. Look at their eyes. The look in their eyes. That lets you know, like, these are some. Yeah, there's some smug
Yeah, they
little
did it.
little
They did it.
POSs at the
They did
time.
it, man. They did it. Whatever they were accused of, they did it. I don't even got to look at the evidence. Just give me the picture. Give me the picture. I'm gonna show the picture to the judge and the jury. Just look at this picture.
Your
That's a
They did it.
picture of two
your
loving
blackness should
American
your
in
blackness should be
American
screaming
Texas
out.
land.
Your black spidey senses should be screaming, colonizer
Yeah, he
guilty.
did it.
Your
Right?
spidey
Your
sense
black
should be
spidey senses.
your spidey sense should be up by that. Like, I mean, just looking at this is like, yeah, this looks like a future
Like
serial deleter.
spanking alfalfa, nigga.
That'll be the fastest opening and closing statement ever. Jury, please
See?
turn your attention to Exhibit A,
But you see,
and I want to close my argument here.
yeah, you just look at it. You know that you just look at it. Your soul just say, "Oh, these niggas did guilty."
They did it.
They did it.
And assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024 with another
Look at
female
him.
student, Austin
Look at him.
allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also
Oof.
kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, "I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids." At a previous track meet, when another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, "behind our bench was talking wild," Austin reportedly replied, "Kill that MF."
Oh yeah, that doesn't sound threatening at all.
Hey, listen, does that sound familiar to the
I'm
track
about to
meet?
say. That's a separate incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a
That
separate
sound
incident,
like the
right?
track meet.
Oh wow.
Hey,
See, come on,
Austin,
defense.
it's somebody over here that's supposed to be under our tent. The sound
Hey
pretty
Black. Hey
similar.
Black.
Kill that
That's
mother.
Yes,
supposed
sir.
to be. They need $1 million lawyer for this though. $1 million attorney for all this though. What we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Price attorney.
I told you, bro.
But-
In
but-
Texas, you
but-
do, I
We
guess.
just need some geniuses to do what we doing right now, right? Look at that. I mean, I didn't do this. I didn't make that man say that. That young man said that on his own. So as I said, they both. I'm not saying neither one were complicit in the action. I think again, procedure and process would have brought out the complicity of both.
No. Why would a white boy say something like
Zero
that?
fairness.
Why would a white? I could see a black boy saying something like that, but why would a white boy say something like that?
So is this how we doing
Yeah,
our
but still,
judicial
the
system?
Karmelo Anthony
I'm gonna ask the
but Karmelo-
judicial system from here on out. This is what we doing. Is this what we
Karmelo
doing? 'Cause we
Anthony
can just go to
still
AI.
Right, he still should have left though. At the end of the day, this could have been avoidable if he walked away though. Like, despite like these racist dudes, he still should have walked away.
I don't think he had a chance to walk away by the time they got over there. Like, that thing escalated in a few minutes. Like, you turn your back and that's your ass.
It was one or the other anyway. It would have been one or the other anyway to me. I'm convinced it would have been one or the other. Neither one of them would have left there 100%.
I don't think so. Like when they asked him to leave and get from under the tent, he should just bounce.
When
Was
was
there
that?
another tent?
When he went to the tent first, it was like, "Get out of here! You don't belong here." This is yours.
Get out of here.
A
Gone.
couple people told him that.
Gone. Get.
See, the thing about that though is like now that becomes like an issue of like a he said, she said type deal, because what we see on video is like him chilling. Like we see him chilling. Then we see the Metcalf brothers, and then the shit escalates in like in a few minutes.
What's going on in the background?
We saw some thugs approach him.
Sorry about that.
We saw some thugs approach him, and then what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about it was, it's not only the brothers said leave, a couple other people say leave too, right? They weren't the only ones that told her to leave.
He said, she said.
I ain't gonna lie though, if you come to my party, or you come to my section, or you come to what we doing, and we tell you to beat it, y'all know what it do. You better beat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know probably some of us in here like waiting for him not to beat it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I know.
Apparently, you a procedure guy, right? You're a procedure guy, right? Well, they should have followed proper procedure and when they got somebody from their school that was administrator or whatnot, and had them tell him to leave that tent.
You're right.
But they didn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So now legally, we could use that again. If you follow in protocol, don't make it personal. That's how I know this whole thing was personal and emotional, right? Because they just skipped protocol altogether. All the protocol was like, we kind of doing it, but we just really trying to get him in jail, to even locking the man up and cutting his hair off. Like, where is that at?
Yeah.
All right. So where? Tell me where that at? Where is that at? Just protocol, just skipped all of that. And to me, that's dangerous. I'm just saying from a standpoint of law enforcement, is this where we going? Where really forget the protocol, really? Because that's almost where we going.
Oh no, that is where we're going. We're going to deputized random white people like Daniel Penny. That's where we're headed. That's where we're going. It's going wee off into deputized random white people. Let me play some more.
During the 2023-2024 school year, he received in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 reveal that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth. In 2024, on at least 5 occasions, Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage during a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player. Metcalf also got suspended after he and
this one here didn't even talk about like the stuff on the videos that he had of attacking black kids. So there's that too. It just goes on and on and on.
So unless this is defamation, right? Unless they got a defamation case, this stuff is true.
Yep.
All right. So now, as lawyers, since this stuff is true, as attorneys, again, we want to follow proper procedure, proper protocol. And so now proper protocol is he get to defend himself. So if y'all using my character against me, well, we got to bring up his character as well. And because of jurisdiction, that's what I was saying, because of where I keep saying that, but because of where this happened, and to me, it's a travesty. So that was just based off of, if anybody gets locked up here, this is the way that they do business, so to speak. Right? This is the way it's going on. And is this the route that all law enforcement go? Because if that's the case, well, we need our own. You get what I'm saying? We need the opportunity to do the same thing. I mean, if you come over here in our jurisdiction, we can go on and hem you up too. Because we were going to the 1900, the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, we were going that direction basically with the Panthers, and I guess they kind of like put the kibosh on that real fast and in a hurry, and they did anything and everything they could to go about getting that done too, including like extra legal means of doing so, including like basically like setting people up and all of that. Like they really did kind of like bend and break the rules to make sure that we wouldn't have our own basically our own enforcement agency.
Take away your right to defend yourselves and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's where you know you locked in. When someone else tells you no, you can't defend, you can't put together more than 2 people. You know what I'm saying, to do that. You can't have this, you can't have that, but a certain sect of others can. That's when you know what I'm saying? So do you continue to, relish in this thing here in this country, or do you, like, what do you do at that point? Because it's, you literally, when that happened, that's a realization that happens. And
I
while
don't know if realist is the word to use.
What's
but
that?
I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say, but I don't think relish would be the accurate word to use.
Well, there's a reality that, a reality that as much as we want to fight, there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's things that we can and that we should do, that and everything that we try to do is going to come across some kind of opposition. Like it, no matter what we try to do, we're going to get opposition to doing it. But that being said, we still should do it. We should do it anyway, because the other, if we don't do it, then we just make
What's the
ourselves.
alternative?
Yeah,
What's
the alternatives is just being like willing complicit slaves,
Okay, so that now, with that being said, there it is, right? So now we just us, we at least see that there is another level. All right, there's a capitulation that has to happen, a certain, not necessarily selling out, but a buy-in that kind of has to happen. And I think once that buy-in happens, then we as a nation can flourish, not just the Black nation, but the nation of actual America. Because now you know what I'm saying, can happen. All right, cool, we got that over with. All right, from now on, y'all touch them niggas, this is what's gonna happen. For real. We're not playing no more. They are who we say they are. This is that, our bad. We got laid out for you. Might not can give you no money, but there's definitely resources out here for you and anyone else in your situation. They always have to give it to everybody else because it is an American type of thing. We can't just say Black Americans. Why? Because there is no such thing as a Black American. Let's start there. There's no, at least when the Chinese Americans come over here, they are a business supported by lobbyists, or they go get lobbyists to support their interests. It's really simple. We just don't, we can spend money on Jordans and be consumers about all these trillions of dollars, but don't take a percentage of that trillion and give it to lobbyists to make change in the realms that it would actually matter. Basically, like you just said, if we're gonna be slaves, then okay, let's be deliberate about it. Here's where we're gonna put our money, and here's what we're gonna do with it.
Let me see, where'd that go? Oh, okay. I think I have everybody up. I just looked and I saw something pop and I was like, oh no, did I lose it? But nah, it's all
so ain't
good.
no fighting no more. That fight to try to, why are they treating us? That really don't matter no more. The fight now is where we're going to position ourselves, like, okay, it's in this hierarchy of this race, where we want to be in the race. How are we going to position ourselves? How are we going to train to get up front? That's what I would focus on, right? Even if we never get to a front, I definitely don't have to be in the back.
We gotta have that. We gotta have that conversation in the back chat. That's a continuation of the conversation.
Yeah, that is
we
a back chat conversation.
That's a continuation of the conversation we had at the Roger Report Live in the back chat.
Oh yeah.
That is not a conversation that we need to have in the open air.
Yeah.
That's God's honest truth.
That's true. Like you don't ever really want to like advertise like your moves that your chess moves. Yeah.
Well, we don't have to give full detail.
And that's another reason why
where we should go with how we move and can go in that direction. Not necessarily the intricate details, But instead of
Well,
it's looking
I'll
like
say
we need
this.
something to get into. Literally, people don't know what else to do, with nowadays, with where to go, what to do with their money. So when they go to festivals or everything is overboard. They buying the shoes and stuff to compensate. So we got to give them something else to really be proud of and invest in, and they can actually see the fruits of that labor.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll let everybody get in the last statement, and then I'll go ahead and I'll close out. Get to some gym time.
I think I said mine. Y'all can go.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is, oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was asking who's first. Go ahead, brother.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Um, well, to answer partially what Creator was asking is we got to teach our young men to live their lives to be blameless. It's unfortunate, but we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to train them how, when, and when not to speak to the police, and what type of actions are good to take and not take in public spaces and in schools and so on and so forth. We really need to get with our young men and start teaching them once again the type of conduct that's going to get them safely home under most circumstances. And I'll land my plane there.
All right. Up to you, Nema.
As the only immigrant in here, or non-immigrant, I will say that what this case shows us is the level of bias and how tiered the system is. And you said it before, man. This is a selective punishment system you have. So if you're going to find a way to survive in this world, it's not enough to teach these kids how to do this, that, and third. You have to have the conversations with them about race and race relations, especially Black sons, because the world is very unwelcoming to them. It's very unforgiving, and they can. And as much as you need as much as you want to protect their innocence, you have to teach them to protect their innocence themselves, because you can't always be there to watch them. And these are boys who have to grow to become men, so you have to prepare them from a very young age to learn how to talk to people, how to protect themselves. Not to mention, have them know how to have them, and teach them the importance of brotherhood amongst themselves. Because Black man, we're all we got. You guys are all you got. They should look at one another and realize we're all we got. So we should band together and protect ourselves as much as we can. And also, like the brother said earlier, teach these boys from a young age how to conduct themselves when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to dealing with authority figures, because they know there's going to be a bias towards them. So raise the awareness of these kids and teach them what they need to do. You do not want another. I think people have sometimes the lessons of what happened to Trayvon Martin, to Tamir Rice, haven't been learned, because people are like, well, that happened there. It's over. We have to worry about that now. No, it can happen to anyone. Just like like the case of Sterling Brown, when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, for him, he was just tased, but it could have been a whole lot worse. So please, keep your heads on a swivel.
All right, that's a good point there. It can happen to you.
So
here's what I'm going to... Oh, okay.
Real quick. Now, we do put a lot of pressure on us to behave. And we have to keep in mind, I get it, we with a system, but that system has to behave as well. So we go both ways. I don't want to set my kids up for duck soup. They out here behaving, and then while they handcuff this officer, now has their life in their hands, and they're not good stewards with lives, right? And I'm just saying, and they definitely treat our men, women, however old, like if this is back in the early or late 1800s. Like they just cattle. That's how they treat us. Like they, threats and monsters, just animals. So this is the behavior. There has to be some responsibility on law enforcement as well. And there has to be responsibility on the federal government to say, you know what, we support this. Because at some point, even though we're not going nowhere. Like, you get what I'm saying? So at some point, we're going to have to make this happen. Or everybody's going to keep looking at us as we are subservient because of that very, very reason. I'll land it there.
All right. I'm gonna end this the same way that I started this. We do not have a justice system. We have a selective punishment system. And everything else is just a commercial and an elaborate ruse to get you to believe that we have a justice system. Just like they want you to believe that we have all of these different other systems. And these systems actually work in concert. Because if this were a fair and balanced media system, then we would have seen the same thing that we've seen with all of the black victims, like we saw with Trayvon Martin and everybody else. All of this negative stuff that's coming out now about Austin Metcalf would have came out back then before the trial. It would have happened. We would have seen all this stuff. There was way too much stuff to just sweep that up under the rug. Can you have 53 or 50 some odd incidents in your school record of incidents and have that go without any leaks whatsoever, no leaks at all? How can you have this whole like criminal juvenile record of them beating the crap out of a girl and nobody's talking about it? How can you have them being one of them being accused of doing that again? How can you have them put a graffiti up saying delete all black people and nobody has anything to say about it? All of this stuff, thing after thing, videos of attacking and assaulting black people and nobody has anything to say about it. That is a massive cone of silence. And you can't get to that cone of silence without an elaborate system behind it. And that system affects everything that comes after it, because people are going to say, oh, yeah, equal justice under the law. Yeah, we're not going to be prejudicial. People are influenced by their lived experience and by their perspective on life. So what you come across is going to impact what your decision is after that fact. So yeah, that would have had some sort of an impact on the jury. And yeah, that might have had an impact on what whether there's a conviction or not. And certainly it would impact a member of the juror that happens to be black if they're anywhere close to being on code and they hear about all of that and what the present state of mind was and what the threat was that this young man was up against, with him being like, what, about like 160 against somebody that's 200 and some odd pounds and over 6 feet, and there being more than one of them present. So let's stop with all of the fakery and all of the imagination and all of the theory of the fairness that we don't have, and actually get to something that's somewhere, some sort of a semblance of something that approaches reality. And that's where I'll leave for now. Y'all have a good night, and I hope we have a nice and productive day. Good night, y'all.